All right, guys, we have entered the week of Arena Breakout Infinite, and to hype up the release of the closed beta, which is happening May 8th, the developers have dropped a new video called The Dev Talk, All You Need to Know Before Closed Beta. And in it, it discusses a bunch of different things, from their anti-cheat to the gameplay details of what we can expect going into this PC release, what the build is actually going to be, as well as, oh, fuck, spending money offers convenience and personalization. Come on, man. So listen, a lot of this video is the PR puff talk about, creating a high quality immersive experience for everybody to enjoy. But in here, we do see where the developers' focuses are going into this closed beta, including the fact that the game is eventually going to be free to play when it releases to everybody, and you're going to be able to jump in, and they want to build this game with their community. Now, my guess is it's going into closed beta starting this week. You guys can catch me on Twitch playing the game on May 8th as well through to the end of the week. But my guess is once the closed beta ends, they're going to work on the game for a little bit and then open it up into an open beta state for everybody to jump in and enjoy, or at least hopefully enjoy, because I do have some concerns about a few things, mainly two. One being the monetization model of this game. So I'm glad that it's going to be free to play. Everybody can jump in and enjoy it. And if the game is good, that is a huge benefit to everybody. But with that said, like we've seen in the tactical space, as well as just in general in the indie and even the AAA space, a lot of these games have been introducing microtransactions more and more over the years. And just taking the tactical shooter space, for example, we just saw one of the biggest developer blunders that I think I've ever seen on this channel, with BSG introducing a $250 unheard of edition, clearly because they need to recoup costs lost during the development of Arena, not Arena Breakout, but Tarkov Arena. I know all of these names are fucking weird, but we've even seen games like Squad introduce microtransactions in the form of cosmetics and emotes, because when games hit that level where they're supporting the game in a more live service / long-term route, they need to be able to sustain the game, which means microtransactions are essentially inevitable. That being said, when I hear that you can pay for convenience items in a game like this, a game that is touting itself as a hardcore, realistic, high-stakes game where gear fear and intense battles are like at the forefront, if I can then just buy potential currency in the game or buy ammo, weapons, buy anything that could give me a convenience or an advantage, then we start to see where the balance of the game kind of lies, and that's in incentivizing people to spend more money. I'm not against microtransactions if the microtransactions are fair for everybody. But as soon as you hear, I've seen it in the MMO space in multiple occasions where a development team comes out and they say, well, you can pay for convenience. A lot of people write it off instantaneously. And this is what I'm worried about with this, on top of the fact that people are already writing this game off because of its connections to Tencent. So the game is being developed by More Fun Studios, who is like a subsidiary development team to Tencent. Already, 50% of the people watching this video already clicking off. They don't give a fuck. Tencent has a history. They have a little bit of a reputation of pumping out bullshit-ass games, pumping out games that are full of monetization models that are predatory towards players. And realistically, just being connected to China in this day and age, a lot of gamers just aren't for that. With that said, I do think that there's a conversation to go into the absolute, faux outrage hypocrisy on companies connected to Tencent. If you're bitching about it on Discord or Reddit, both of those companies have money from Tencent. Tencent has their hands in damn near everything nowadays, but I do understand that people that just want to take a stand against it, they don't want to buy anything related to the company. It's going to be another problem. It's another uphill battle for these guys to get over, on top of the fact that most people nowadays are looking at PvP shooters, especially with games like Escape from Tarkov, cheater central. With these high stakes, devastating losses that these games provide, the cheater problem is a fucking huge deterrent. When you see a cheater in a game like Call of Duty, it's kind of like, what a loser. Just go back to the lobby, queue up again, and it's all right. In a game like this, where you have gear fear, you're losing kit, stuff you might have actually worked a long time to earn, You losing it to a cheater hurts regardless if you can report the player, they get banned 2 days later. You hopefully will get your gear back. I hope they have a system like that. But in this video, they also talk about how they use a series of algorithms in combination with real-time monitoring and detection to combat cheaters. Now, if you guys know, cheaters are always going to prosper in games that are popular, and I do think Arena Breakout is going to have a pretty big player base. They already do on mobile, and I think it's going to get even bigger when they come to PC, meaning the cheater combating needs to be at the forefront of their mind, and I think it is, considering in every single PR piece they put out, in every single press release, the cheaters have been at the forefront of the conversation. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is the Arena Breakout Twitter account. Now, this is for the mobile game in Season 4 from April 16th to the 22nd. They put out a post showing how many people they actually banned, including 10-year bans, device and IP bans, as well as just regular bans in general. All the cheaters, 6,600 cheaters in 7 days, on top of griefers being punished. So matchmaking being locked off to players, merit loss being punished to 49,000 players as well as them breaking up things like illegal trading rings and rank boosting with cheaters, and that is just in a week. And like these guys have said here, we have a strict policy against cheaters and individuals who deliberately collaborate with them. I just hope that they're ready for the influx of cheaters that the PC player base is going to bring with them. So with those three things at the forefront of my mind going into this playtest, I'll be honest, I'm not really too concerned about the game itself. If the game is trash, then we just throw it out in the fucking garbage. It's not a big deal. However, I don't want to just focus on the concerns that I have here. Talking about this video that we're looking at here, they do say some things that I'm kind of more interested in. So they're talking about using this new rendering tech that allows them to deliver things like AAA graphics, as well as a 3D scanning technology to recreate detailed and realistic weaponry, gear, and basically all of their environments, all to create what they're calling the ultimate immersive experience. Now, we've seen some of these scanning and rendering techs in other games. It's not like it's new technology, but I will say the game visually does look really, really good. Even getting some of these close-up renders. Now, granted, these are renders, probably not what the gun is going to look like actually in your hands, but they're looking like they're putting together a pretty high quality product. They also say they're pushing the envelope for, military hardcore aesthetic that they think fits the PC player base. Infinite will feature many upgrades, including physics simulations, weapon and bullet trajectory systems. So they have their own ballistic system in the game, as well as 3D spatial audio, improved environmental and combat sound effects, and a more realistic armor and health system. And on top of the things that I listed in my last video, where we talked about the map, the compass, the quality of life, streamlined features that Tarkov just doesn't have, I'm very anxious to see if this game is what they're touting it. Look, they've been talking a lot of shit online, especially throughout this whole Tarkov BSG drama. I'm curious to see if they're gonna walk the walk. I am concerned about if the game is good. We still have some things that might need to be focused on. I'm curious about how these convenience payment items are going to be. I'm curious about the anti-cheat, and I'm curious about the reception to this game, considering it's connected to Tencent. Those three hurdles are going to be the biggest things that these guys need to focus on, and I'm just genuinely excited to jump into the game and see what these guys have been cooking up in terms of the gameplay itself. What are your thoughts? Leave them down below in the comments, as well as the other things that we've talked about, things like anti-cheat, the connections to China, and everything else that we've talked about in this video. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. As always, my name is Big Fry. I am going to be streaming the closed beta over on Twitch, so make sure you guys don't miss it. I am trying my hardest to get some keys to give away. I'll let you guys know for sure if I have some of those during the streams. As always, guys, my name is Big Fry. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll see you on the next one.